Well, for the latest on the South African Airways strike, we cross to our reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa. Mbalenhle, what's the latest?
Just go like this.
Mbalenhle, you are on air.
Good
what
afternoon,
is the latest?
Nompu. You know, at the heart of tomorrow's strike are wage negotiations. We understand that SAA has not been able, and trade unions have not been able to meet each other in terms of salary increments. They have been embarking on negotiations ahead of the strike, and we're basically expecting the strike to go ahead if the meeting that we are expecting to start in the next couple of minutes does not yield the kind of results and the kind of results that unions are expecting, and if SAA is not able to and unions are not able to meet each other. But to speak to us about their demands, I'm joined by NUMSA spokesperson Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who's just going to speak to us about what exactly they are asking of SAA with regards to wages and so on. Please talk to us about your demands.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers. For us, I think it's important that your viewers must understand that our strike or our demands are not just about wages. The issue here is not just the 8% demand that we are making as unions. We have also demanded insourcing, and the reason that we've made that as a key demand is because SAA spends 25 billion per annum on procurement spend. People have said, have claimed in the media that labor costs is SAA's highest cost. That's not true. It's the procurement spend that is SAA's highest cost driver, and in fact the cost of fuel in particular. And the reason why we are making the demand for insourcing is because there are many services that SAA outsources to multinational companies. This has a massive impact on its balance sheet. You must understand that this is an international airline outsourcing services, in our view, that it has the capacity to fulfill on its own at a cost in dollars or in euros, and these are things that actually make a contribution to its high debt levels. SAA management has confirmed that this strike will cost them 50 million a day. Now you must ask yourself, where has the money gone? How does an airline that makes 50 million a day find itself in the kind of financial crisis that SAA is in today? That's because of corruption, mismanagement, rampant looting. And the board, as well as the executive management, have consistently failed, since 2015 in particular, to deal with these issues. And this is how we find ourselves here. And this is why, as unions, as NUMSA and SACA, we are saying that it's not enough that you must agree to a wage increase. We want you to agree that you are going to insource services that you know you have the capacity to fulfill. The only reason that we have such a ridiculously high procurement spend is because there's corruption in some of these contracts that you have signed up for, and we are demanding that you rectify that situation immediately, because it is having a direct impact on SAA's balance sheet.
And what do you make of some of the pronouncements that were made during Tuesday's media press briefing, where they spoke about how they're actually trying to resolve some of the procurement issues that have existed in the past? Do you feel that SAA is doing enough to try and rectify the problem, their financial problems?
Definitely not. As I speak to you now, they are talking about restructuring the organization. They hired a company called Accenture to help them redesign, to help them with their organizational redesign. And they spent 30 million rand on that process. And what makes it worse is that that organizational redesign isn't even properly complete. These are some of the things that make workers angry, that here we are facing job losses and this company continues to waste money. There are services, for example, that SAA outsources accounting services to an Indian-owned company called Tata. Now, are you telling me that in South Africa we don't have people who can offer you accounting services? In an organization the size of SAA, there's no one amongst them who can do accounting? It's absurd that such a function has been outsourced when SAA has the capacity to do that. Catering, cleaning services, security, all of these things can be insourced and would save SAA millions in revenue per annum. They have deliberately chosen not to focus on the thing that's actually responsible for the financial crisis. SAA is telling the public that they have to retrench 900 workers. To do that, it would mean the company would save 100 million. Well, let me tell you, when you've got a procurement spend of 25 billion, isn't that where you should be focusing your attention? And this is what unions are saying. We've been here before. In 2015, SAA said that workers must be retrenched. In fact, they retrenched 1,000 workers because they said it would save the airline. Well, we're back here in 2019. SAA has not intervened on the issue of extremely high procurement costs. It has done nothing about looting and corruption. No senior executive manager has been suspended, disciplined or fired. But workers, 900 of them, must be prepared to lose their jobs again because of mismanagement, looting and corruption of senior executive management and a board that frankly is not interested in ensuring that this airline is profitable and is sustainable.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. There you have it, Nompu. That was Phakamile Hlubi, NUMSA spokesperson, talking to us about some of their demands. They're basically demanding that SAA insource some of their staff, and they're basically saying that they should not retrench workers, saying that they should rather work towards cancelling some of the outsourced, rather they should work towards cancelling some of the procurement contracts with external entities. For now, though, it's back to you in studio.
Thanks very much, Mbalenhle, for that report. My colleague there, Mbalenhle Mthethwa.